What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of The Chi Season 6, Episode 16, also known as the finale. So if you haven't seen the Season 6 finale of The Chi, turn this video off, go watch the episode, come back and watch this video. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. It is a simple and free way to support my channel. And yeah, anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. And I'm not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words and say and so and like. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. But definitely be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. And yeah, I like to grade the episodes before and after the reviews, but please leave your grades and what you thought of the episode in the comments. If I forgot anything, if I was off on anything, let me know in the comments, cause I be high and I be high, yeah, and I be forgetting. So I'm gonna grade this week's episode, which is the finale. Fucking finale was an A+. A+. We didn't get to see Kevin, but A-. Cause of no Kevin? A- cause of no Kevin, maybe? I want to say A+, but we had no Kevin, so maybe A-. That little, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. Last chance, The Chi Season 6 finale, or The Chi Season 6 Episode 16. If you have not seen it, turn this video off, and I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Man, I just had a couple little grapes. That was a teaser. I should have brought a whole bowl up here. It's all good. I'm going to eat some when I'm done this. So the first fucking scene of the goddamn finale already beats us the fuck up. First fucking scene. Smokey's. Duda's body dead on the floor. EMTs, police all around him. And I'm just like, ain't no fucking way this is the end of Duda. He went out so nonchalantly too. Like, I was pissed. I know we've been wanting Duda dead, but like if you watch my reviews, then you know how I feel about Duda. So I was pissed that they killed Duda, bruh. Duda was like the perfect villain, bruh. I said no. I was mad. So then they do a rewind to 8 hours before that. And we get this scene where apparently Nina has decided that she is going to leave with LaPortia. So LaPortia is encouraging Nina to tell the family today on Thanksgiving dinner. Keisha and Emmett staring down at a pregnancy test that says pregnant. And I was like, god damn these scenes. I was like, oh, but that's cute. They finally get to have one of their own. Because they don't got no kids together. I wonder what that baby gonna look like in season 7. So Keisha's like, well, you know, we almost died the other day. If Ronnie didn't have to use the bathroom, we would have died. She's like, you really want to bring a baby into this world right now? She's like hesitant. But then Emma reminds her, like, we done been through so much. We can get through having this baby. Like, a baby is a blessing, gift from God. And Keisha's like, you know what? You're right. She's like, but we're not going to tell nobody, of course, because, you know, you're supposed to wait a little while until the baby forms or what the case may be. But, you know, Emmett, he don't give a fuck. He daddy mode. He already talking about the baby shower and shit. So then we get this scene, Papa is giving the sermon at Pastor Ezekiel's church. And you know he out there being like Pastor Ezekiel and encouraging everybody to give all they can. Give all they can. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, look, I be high, but what the fuck happened to his father's church? What happened to Papa's father's church? Did he just decide that he was just gonna leave it and let his mother run it, and then he just went to Kenya's father's church? Cause if so, that's wild as hell of him. Like, nigga, your father died, and you could have took over his church. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen this little show on BT Plus. Shout out to Kev on Stage, called Churchy. And he wanted to take over his father's church after his father retired. You would think that's what Papa would want to take on his father's legacy. He goes and starts working under this slimy ass nigga and working at his church. So I'm like, what happened to his father's church? I guess it's just the mother they're working. Who's the pastor over there? So then we get this scene where Lene, she's asking Bakari if he want to spend Thanksgiving dinner together. I mean, if he wants to spend Thanksgiving together. And Bakari's like, well, you know, if Nina cool with it, I'm down. So Lene's like, well, did you talk to your sister yet? And Bakari's like, I don't want to talk to her, so I'm not going to. I feel Bakari though, like you was there to spy on him, you weird bitch. Then we get to seeing the guys, they outside frying the turkeys up. And we get this scene where Darnell, you know, he gives his condolences to Rob losing his dad. And he tells him, like, you know, if you need anything, I'm here for you. And I didn't see the significance of that until we got to the end of the episode. But I was like, damn. So then we could just sing between Kenya and Zay, and she's asking him, like, what you doing for Thanksgiving? And Zay's like, oh, you know, dude got me working. We don't got no days off, baby. So Kenya's like, do you kill people for Duda? And Zay's like, are you the police, bitch? So Kenya's like, you got a gun on you right now? And Zay's like, yeah. So Kenya's like, let me see. So he pull it out. He like, this shit turn you on? Or he saying, what'd he say? Did he say that this shit turn you on? Or he saying something, you like this shit or something? And I'm like, she's a PK. She's a preacher's kid, pastor's kid. Of course she like that dangerous, wild shit. Because she was abstained from it all her life. She's like, oh yeah, I like this. But she leans in to give him a kiss. So then we get this scene where Pastor Ezekiel, he's practicing his sermon. And next thing you know, a guy named Charles comes in. And he's played by Rotimi. You know, Dre from Power. And he's Pastor Ezekiel's former assistant. And apparently he left because he was trying to do his own church. And he's now back telling Charles, you know, it didn't pan out the way I thought it would. I want to come back now. And Ezekiel's like, oh, I'm already training somebody else now. And Charles like, but it's me. Like, I know where all the bodies are buried. And Charles like, and Pastor Ezekiel like, you threatening me? Charles like, man, I just went back in. So Ezekiel's like, welcome back. I'm like, it's that easy. Just threaten that nigga. So when we saw Rob and Emmett arguing over who was going to host Thanksgiving, I thought it was going to be like, okay, everybody from the cast was going to be at one place, either Tiff and Rob's or Emmett and Keisha's. But it turns out everybody had their own, like, separate situations. So Tiff and Rob's place, we got Rob and Tiff's mothers, of course. And we got all the... Oh, do we got the kids? No, I don't think I think the kids were Emmett and them. And then we got, who else is at Alicia's and them? Rashad. And who else is over there? Jake. No, not Jake. I don't remember who else is over there. But they Tiff and Rob, they introducing Tiff's mom to Rob's mom, to Alicia. And then we cut away to Emmett and Keisha telling Nina about the car explosion. Nina probably was in her head like, I shouldn't go. I don't need to go then. So Nina's like, y'all sure nobody not trying to kill y'all? And they both say no, but you know Emmett got that text right before it happened, so he know the fuck it was Duda, but he just not saying nothing. So Jamal, we get to seeing Jamal. He trying to grill Lene, like, what y'all doing today? What y'all getting into? Who's supervising y'all? Like, basically, Bakari ain't hearing none of that shit. Lene's like, oh my God, just get up. Walks off on his ass. Then we get this little part where Nina, she's, you know, hyperventilating about having to tell the family about her leaving. Yeah, and then at Nina's place, we got LaPortia, played by the brat. We got Keisha. Was Emmett there? Yeah, Keisha. Yeah, Keisha was there. Emmett there. The babies. What's her name? Lene, Bakari. Who else was there? All them people was there. So then we get this awkward ass scene where Rashad and Alicia are telling Rob about their relationship. And Rashad's like, you know, Rob, your mother is a amazing woman. And Rob's like, well, don't forget you an employee. I mean, you are an employee. And Alicia's like, that's not true. So, and then Papa and his mama, they host Vic and Fatima, Jake and Gemma for Thanksgiving. Then we get this random ass cutaway scene to do the cleaning his gun. I was like, what did this have to do with anything when he got his ass smoked? So, where are Lene and Bakari? They at Nina's. So Maisha's there too. Yeah, Maisha's there too. And she's questioning Lene and Bakari and asking them if they think that Kevin is seeing somebody new. Because he didn't come to Thanksgiving. He stayed in L.A. And she says he's been acting sketchy lately. And she's like, you know, I think he wants to break it off, but he doesn't want to hurt me. So then Lene's like, she suggests, like, you break it off with him then. I'm just like, dang, Maisha, Tiara, Gemma, they all about to be out here single now. Might be back outside. So Bakari's like, well, can I help? Can I do something? And Lene's like, no, stay out of girls' business. So back at Papa's, he gets up and starts about to leave, talking about something he been invited to Pastor Ezekiel's home. How you just gonna leave your home and your mother there like that to go to this nigga house? She's talking about you spending time with your family. And he's like, but Pastor Ezekiel is my family. And Gemma's like, well, do you want to ride, sweetie? And Jake's like, how you gonna offer a ride you ain't got? You won't even drive. So, man, I dropped the J. Where'd it go? Oh, I see it. Out of frame because I dropped the J. All right. So, Jake, Gemma, Papa, they leave. And this is when Papa's mother and Fatima, they start talking about the shady-ass Pastor Ezekiel. And, you know, Vic's like, you know, I see Papa like a little brother to me, grew up as a little brother to me. So, you know, I make sure he's going down the right path when it comes to me. So, back at Nina's, she announces that she's leaving. And Lene's like, but what about me? And I wish I never... So, no. But Lene's like, well, what about me? And then it's like, well, you know, of course, I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of. And Jamal immediately volunteers. I mean, of course, that's her brother, her blood brother. But it's just like, you live in a halfway house right now and you working out of Smokies. So it's just like, as far as like living situation, who is she going to be living with? But Lene, she's like, yeah, I'm cool with my brother, you know, checking on me or whatnot. So Keisha don't seem too happy. I mean, she seemed happy, but She was sprung on her as far as knowing about, not knowing about Nina leaving. And she probably like, I definitely don't want you to leave now. I got this baby on the way. Who I'm gonna have around to help me out? So now we at the pastor's house, and it's the pastor and his wife, Jake and Gemma, Papa, and then you got the little white chick that's the pastor. That's Pastor Ezekiel's assistant, and then you got his father, who Pastor Ezekiel's supposed to like trying to aspire to be like or whatever. So they all there having dinner, and Jake, he calling out everybody. He's like, Pastor Ezekiel, you be looking so rich, your congregation be looking so poor. And the pastor, he goes on to say something. Pastor's wife jumps in and says something. And Jake's like, I wasn't talking to you. And Jake's probably still pissy with the pastor's wife because she put him on her own time. Like, nigga, I talk to you when I talk to you. Pull the him on him. He don't like that. So he's like, I wasn't talking to you. And pastor's like, don't talk to my wife like that. So Jake's like, well, she spoke to me first. So then I think Sarah's dad says something or whatever he says. And Jake's like, oh, I always be seeing you on TV begging and shit. and Sarah's dad was like, that's called ties, son. And Jake's like, I'm not your son. So then Sarah's like, well, my dad and Pastor Ezekiel, they just want people to prosper. She's like, I want to support these messengers of God. And then Pastor Ezekiel's like, and you doing a mighty fine job. I was like, why do you even have to say that? So then Jake's like, I bet she do. And then Pastor Ezekiel's like, well, what is that supposed to mean? And then Pastor's wife is like, you know what it means. Yeah, so the pastor's like, well, the pastor Ezekiel's like, what does that mean? And the pastor's wife is like, you know what it means. And then she turns to the pastor's wife, I know you ain't talking. I'm like, these motherfuckers funny. So then Jake's like, Gemma, chill. So then Sarah and her dad, they leave. Sarah's dad, I guess he's too uncomfortable with the blacks. So then after dinner, we get this moment between Nina and Keisha, and Nina's asking Keisha, like, are you okay? And Keisha's like, well, it was a huge shocker finding out that you're leaving. And Nina's like, I'm not talking about that. You pregnant. So Keisha's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I was trying to wait to tell everybody. And Nina's like, a mother always knows. She's like, well, I guess I'm staying in Chicago now. And Keisha's like, no, I couldn't do that to you. She tells Nina, you go. I have Emmett. And they have their embrace. Then we get this little scene, like, of course they just have these little scenes where they show love and how in love these characters are on the show and whatnot. Darnell and Jada, they happy to see Emmett and Damien finally getting along as brothers. Even joking about having another damn baby at their age, at their big ages. So then Damien, he basically goes in more detail to Emmett about the shit that he got going on with Jackie Long. Because, Darnell had already kind of told Emmett, Jackie Long did the bid for Damien. But now Damien want money. But now Jackie Long want money. And Damien's like, he feel like he owe him something since he did that bid for him. And Emmett's like, whatever you do, don't overpromise anything. And if you need anything, I got you. And Damien's like, well, if you need anything, I got you. And they dap up, brother. Then we get this scene, Tiff's mother and Rob's mother, they getting along, talking about the differences between, how relationships was back in their day and how they are now. And Tiff and Keisha, they glimpse over there. They smiling happy to see them getting along. So then we get to see Maisha. She asked Gemma and Jake, are they still together? And Jake's just like, well, you know, we exploring our options right now. And then Papa gonna talk about something. Jake's dating the first lady at my church. I was just like, what the fuck, nigga? What? Papa, I don't understand him sometimes. So we get this moment where Emmett is upset because somebody baked the marshmallows in the yams. And do y'all like, I like marshmallows in my yams. Do y'all like marshmallows in y'all yams? Let me know in the comments. Random questions that get asked throughout this review, throughout my reviews. So Lene, she brings Brittany to talk to Bakari, leaves them alone, and Bakari gets to go on. He's like, man, I thought you came back for me, but you put money over family. And Bakari's like, Brittany's like, you know, I had no choice. He had a gun to my head. And this nigga Bakari's like, nigga, welcome to the family. I mean, like, welcome to the club. I got a gun pointed at me so many times. He don't say welcome to the club, but you know, he done put a gun on my head too. So Brittany tells the Bakari, you know, I told Duda I'm done spying for him. She tells Bakari she wants to build a relationship with Bakari. And I'm just like, well, you came in about it all wrong, shawty. Like, he can't trust you now. You came in untrustworthy. So Bakari's like, I don't want that. I don't want no relationship. And Brittany's like, well, you know, I understand, but I still love you. And she's like, whether you know it or not. And Bakari's like, well, you got to show it. So Brittany apologizes again. And Bakari's like, you know what? I'm going to forgive you, but I never forget. Then we get to see new character alert. Kai, you know, the one that got Tiff and Rob into growing their own shit. He's introducing them to Hannibal. Played by, you know, my man Caleb from Legacies. You know, if you're a Vampire Diaries fanatic, then you've seen the originals and Legacies. And you know who Caleb from Legacies is. So he's playing Hannibal, who's like this guy who grows shrooms. And Kai is trying to, like, put Tiff and Rob on with Hannibal. Trying to get them to come down and watch him and see how they can grow the shrooms. And Tiff and Rob, they down. They like, oh, yeah, I always wanted to try the shrooms. Let's do it. So then we get this part. Right after Duda and Bianca, they finish fucking or whatever. Alicia rolls up in there with the gun to Duda head. And now my first thought, I was like, she ain't gonna kill his ass. She ain't do it the last time she had the gun on him. Rashad walked up and was like, get your hands off my woman, bitch, or some shit. He ain't do it that time, so what makes you think he's gonna do it now? So I was like, she ain't gonna do it. But then I had to think about it. I was like, oh, this is the finale. I was like, this is the finale. She might actually do it. So, and I was like, and plus we seen that first scene. So somebody shoots him. So dude is like, I should have known you bitches was working together. And Alicia's like, oh, you know, this was all me. Bianca was just a decoy. And Bianca was like, thank you. Damn, I just burnt a hole in this motherfucker. So Alicia's like, she's telling Duda somebody got to put you down. And Duda's like, I don't think you have it in you to do it. And Alicia's like, nigga, you almost killed my son. And Duda's like, nigga, he tried to kill me. And Alicia's like, fuck all that. Any last words? And Duda says, fuck you. And next thing you know, he gets shot in the head. But it's not from Alicia. It's from fucking Nook. Now, I have kept on speculating on who the fuck was going to kill Duda. It was going to be the who shot you of Duda. Because, like we all know, he had so many enemies. We didn't know who the shooting was going to come from. But it came from Nook of all people. Nook like, fuck that. I got a son now. I got a seed to protect. You got to go down. And you tried to bitch boy me in the last episode. Yeah, you got to die. But I was like, no. We ain't gonna have a witty gangster no more. That nigga had some good shit that he used to say, man. When he burnt the pastor neck and was like, praise the Lord. when he told Vic ass, don't bite the hand that freed you. Come on, man. We can't make it. We can't. I'm mad. I'm mad they got rid of dude. I don't care. Call me what you want. I don't care. But I was mad. And then for Nook to be the one that have done it, it could have been somebody else. Somebody we would have been like, oh yes, they deserve to get his ass. But Nook, I was like, okay. So Nookie shoots Duty. Now him and Monet got their guns pointed at each other. And he's telling her and Bianca, it's a new sheriff in town. Clean this body up. And Alicia's like, we don't work for you. And Nook's like, well, you either working with me or you my enemy. And Alicia's like, I'm gonna be worse than your enemy. I'm gonna be your worst fucking nightmare. And I'm just like, again, we have not seen Alicia put no work in yet. They killed off Duda just to have, like, when you see Alicia put no work yet in. So I'm just like, what are we doing here? Alicia, I don't know. They should have let Alicia take that body because she ain't scarier than Duda for me. She hasn't put no work in yet to prove being scary for me yet. So I just can't. It can't. I'm upset. I'm upset that if we killing Duda and keeping Alicia. Alicia got to do something to show me. So of course, like I said, all the households, they've been like hosting Thanksgiving throughout their own separate places throughout the episode. And they all started watching this live news report of Duda's dead. And you can kind of see the weight lifted off of everybody's shoulders. You can see everybody looking relieved in their reactions as they watching it. It's like his send-off shook the show for them. Because, you know, like, okay, he the villain or whatever. But when you think about these actors and how long they've been working together or whatever, they really getting rid of a colleague in real life. And me, I was just like, man, I fuck with Duda. So I was just sitting there like mad, like, damn, my man Duda out. And he turns to Keisha, you happy about the baby now? And Keisha like, hell yeah. and Tiff's like, I wonder who killed him. So then we get the same between Keisha and Tiff, with Keisha tells Tiff that she's pregnant. And Keisha's like, Tiff's like, I'm happy for you, like, cause I'm happy. I'm happy with Rob. And I think you and Emma real good together. And Keisha's like, I love you, girl. And they just had that moment. I love that for them. I'm glad they're not like bitter over them being with each other's exes or whatever the case may be, you know. So let me get the scene where Nookie's telling Zay and Rob, you know, y'all report to me now. And he's like, I don't work for none of y'all niggas no more. I'm done. I'm out. He starts to walk off and Nook shoots this nigga up. And I said, damn, this nigga Rob just went through all that recovery just to get shot up. I said, ain't no fucking way. You could kind of tell in the scene that he was about to get killed, though, the way he just was walking off. And it was just like, I was just like, damn, Rob. And Alicia just lost her husband and her son. So then Nook, he goes to get Bakari. You know, he's like, I need you. And Bakari's like, nah, I'm done. I'm out. And it's crazy because everybody thought it was over. And now Nook coming trying to bang on heads. And it's just crazy. You would think he would have a different mindset perspective too now that he got the baby. But no. So Bakari's like, no, I'm done. No. And Nook's like, man, I always had your back. Now you got to have my back. So Bakari's like, he's like, all right. And Lene, before Bakari leaves, Lene's like, all right, it's either them or me. And this nigga Bakari chooses them. And I thought that was crazy. They get to disposing of, they taking Rob's body, put it on Alicia's steps, and Bakari is sick. So then Nook, he shows up to Tiff and Emmett's, he covered in blood, asking to see Ronnie. And Keisha's like, I'm not letting you see him at all unless you tell me why the fuck that blood's on you. And they both immediately assume, Keisha and Emmett both immediately assume that this dude is blood. They don't even question it, even though it was maybe have been Rob's blood. So Nook's like, yeah, I mean, I took out dude. It was the only way to make sure, you know, y'all family was safe. Our family was safe. So then they let him in. They like, thank you. Our troubles are over, but they not. Final scene is Alicia and Bianca pulling up to Alicia's where, you know, Rob's dead body is sprawled on the steps. And then Alicia's holding her dead son while Nook is rocking his live baby son. It was very poetic. I was like, I see what y'all did here. And that's how the episode ended. And like I said, I had to give it like an A-. It was good. It was good. They threw me the fuck off with that first scene being due to dead. I was just like, no. And then Keisha being pregnant, I was like, what? And then I was unexpected killed Duda, and I was not expecting it to be Nook. I was just like, damn, why they kill Duda though, man? I'm sorry, they should have killed Alicia. Like, Duda needed another season, but whatever. I still would give it an A-. I mean, next season's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be Nook versus Alicia. Alicia gonna want blood. Is she gonna try to kill baby Ronnie? I would hope she wouldn't do no wild shit like that. But damn, she just lost her husband and her son. But her son is probably the one that hit the hardest. Now Rashad gotta deal with that. Man, we'll see where all these relationships lie in the next season with Marcus and Tierra, Gemma and Jake, Maisha and Kevin. I heard Kevin ain't even coming back to the show, so we might not even... We probably find out next season Maisha and Kevin just broke up and we don't see Kevin no more. Because they wrote Nina out, so now it's just Keisha on there. As far as their family go. But yeah, it's been a long, crazy ride with the Shy. This was a good-ass season. If I had to rate the entire season from 1 to 5, I would give it like a 4.5. It was a good season. Lena Waithe always do her big one. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So yeah, comment below what you would grade this week's finale. What you thought of this finale. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. Because I don't only review the show, I review other shows as well. And yeah, that's an easy way to, and a free way to help support my channel. Because I'm just up and coming, just getting started. Don't know too much yet, but still learning. So yeah, liking and subscribing is the best way to help. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. See y'all in the next review. No more The Shy for now. See y'all in the next review. Peace.